Hey, it's your boy, Jack Hartman, showing you guys a day in the life of a homeless person. I torture myself by starting my day at 4 a.m. because if I want to do laundry, I gotta be on the list as soon as possible, so that means waking up at 4 a.m., otherwise I lose my spot. Then I go back to bed and fall asleep again until 6:45 when I really start my day. That's when the alarm for the entire building goes off, and that is when we are all expected to get up, pack up our stuff, and get out of the dorm. And we have to do all of this before 7:30. At 7:30, the dorms close so that the staff can clean. Since I checked in at 4 a.m., I don't have to worry about it now, and I can just enjoy my breakfast of a nutritious bowl of cereal and some milk. Now, from the times of 8:30 to about 11:30 a.m. is probably the most boring part of my day, as it is usually spent just sitting around waiting for the dorms to open again. There's really not much to do. But today was different because somebody, not naming names, but somebody decided to play Korn on the public TV in the cafeteria. Yes, you heard me correctly. Korn on the TV. That was interesting.
That one guy's so mad.
Fucking F.
Nobody's gonna get to use the TV ever again.
You say that, but if this keeps happening.
So, with that out of the way, I usually spend these mornings journaling in my, journal. Just writing about how I'm feeling, making plans for how I want to spend my day. You know, stuff like that. Then my time slot of 10 a.m. for laundry comes around, and so we head off to the laundry room. Typically, the dorms will open at around 11:45 a.m. or 12, depending on when the staff decide to actually do their job and clean. But typically around this time is when the dorms open, so we will go in and check in, claim our beds, and make our beds. I wasn't able to show you guys the footage of me making my bed because the footage actually glitched out and was registered as a picture, and so that's why you're not seeing it. But around this time also is when my laundry was finally done. We were given like 2 hours each day for laundry, so 10 o'clock, 12, you see, it just kind of worked out that way. So now I'm doing my laundry, folding it, putting away in my suitcase so that it's all ready to go for the rest of the week. 12 o'clock is also when lunch starts, and it ends at around 1 o'clock, I think. Not really sure. I typically skip lunch just because I'm not really interested in eating lunch. I've always been that person that only really eats twice a day in the first place. So typically I don't really get lunch unless I'm actually like really, really fucking hungry. You know what I mean? Now it's time to change clothes. I usually keep to a schedule of every 3 days I shower and change my clothes, but since I missed my laundry yesterday, I kind of had to put it off for an extra day. And what can I say about this fit? It didn't really come out exactly the way that I imagined it, but I still think I looked pretty snazzy. Just fixing up my hair, because even though I'm homeless doesn't mean I gotta look like it, you know? But typically I do try to keep on top of my hygiene and my stank as much as possible. It's kind of difficult though, being in a shelter, so like, I don't really judge anybody else who isn't really able to keep up with it as much as I am. Just look how snazzy I am, goddamn! Alright, and now it is time to set up to start my workday for the day. So even though I'm homeless, I try to keep myself as productive as humanly possible, just because the number one killer in this place is boredom. and also because I'm just that person that refuses to sit still. Typically, for my work, I would do art commissions. VGen is linked in the description below, by the way. But since I haven't gotten any, I've been working on some character adopts. If you don't know what a character adopt is, it's basically a pre-made character design that you can purchase as is. You'll typically get either just a full body or you'll get a reference sheet. I sell reference sheets, and so what you're going to be seeing me do for the next 3 hours is working on this character design that I call Garden Fae or Sammy. And typically I don't really do redos of character adopts, but for this one I didn't like the way that the shading was coming out, so I just felt it was necessary to just redo it all over again. Sammy is now officially ready for purchase on my Ko-Fi, which is linked in the description, so if you are interested, be sure to grab it. My typical workday is from 1 to 5 p.m. and 5 p.m. is dinner time, so I'll usually work for like 4 hours straight, maximum a day. I've been really in the business of trying to balance out my days more since I have the opportunity to. Balancing it out with working and, you know, my mental health and having more fun in my life. I realize I've been like lacking just enjoyment of my life in general, so I've been balancing that out with working, if that makes sense. I typically can be a pretty bad workaholic, so it's been one of the things that I've been really like consciously working on, is just finding those little days full of enjoyment, finding those little moments more like. And what you can see through my work process is that it's very symmetrical, and I do that on purpose. First of all, it's a lot faster for me to do my work when everything is symmetrical, or like mostly symmetrical. And second, I feel personally like it's neater, if that makes sense. I sell reference sheets, so it's like I feel like if you have a neat, symmetrical, like completely well done reference sheet, it's easier for you to, you know, reference for what you want to use your character for. You may have noticed that the pose of the character is a little bit stiff as well. And that is because originally I was going to sell this character design as a VTuber model. I've tried multiple times to make a VTuber model in the past. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I used to be pretty into the community, like very active in the community. I'm not really a VTuber anymore. I've graduated, quote unquote, but I still really liked VTuber models, so I tried multiple times to make one, but it's just not something that I think is within my skill set to do. So I figured, you know, I don't want this design to go to waste, so I might as well just sell it as a standalone adopt. Maybe somebody else with more skill can make it into a VTuber model or something like that. Alright, so I decided to end work early today, only because I need to stop by the grocery store. I need to walk to the grocery store, and it is currently winter out. So if I had waited any longer, too cold to get to, I almost ate shit. It would probably get too cold to go to the store, so I'm doing that now. Figured I'd show you guys what it is that I eat as well, since I'm already there. Oh, fuck me, bro. First, what do we think of my hat? Gotta get a gay hat for the gay boy, of course. Then, this is how I grocery shop. So I typically start with getting my meal that I'm gonna eat that day first. In this case, it's this little chocolate cake thing for like $4. And then this meal for like $8.99, I think it was. Then the rest of my time shopping is just looking for things that are going to last me as long as possible without having to worry about whether or not it is perishable or it needs to be refrigerated. Since I'm homeless, obviously I don't have access to a kitchen. Really, the most that I have access to is a microwave that barely works, to be quite frank with you. So that's why I stock up on these tuna little packet things. They are so good and they last a while when I don't want to eat the meal that has been provided at the shelter. Then it's usually these fruit packs, lots of fruits. Vegetables tend to spoil faster than fruit, I've noticed, so I focus most of my grocery shopping on fruits. Then, of course, I try to find as many healthy foods as I possibly can. Big heavy quotes on healthy. I don't really believe in, the health standard that's been pushed by society, but that's another video for another time. TLDR being that as a homeless person, I don't really have the luxury of being able to focus on my health, so I have to spend most of my time by the golden rule of fed is best. So long as it feeds me, so long as it keeps me full, so long as it's heavy in calories, it's healthy. And that's pretty much all I can do at this moment in my life.
Alright. Mission successful. Got all of my goodies that I need for at least a week. I really hope that these supplies last at least a week, but I'm not going to be holding my breath. In the meantime, it is now time to eat.
Since I decided to end work earlier than usual, I decided to put in an extra hour just before bed, and I managed to get it done too, so I feel like that was a good choice. Typically, I would end my day with playing an hour of video games, Dragon Age, because that's what your boy is hyperfixated on most of the time. But I made the mistake of spending the rest of my night doom scrolling until lights out. And that's how I spend a day as a homeless person. Now it's time to sleep so that I can do it all over again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single second that you spend watching this video. Go ahead and click that subscribe and like button and turn on notifications so that you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go. Bye for now.